Hello guys, welcome to Code with BK. So in this video we see how to solve the problem to delete an element from an array. So in the first half I'm going to explain you on how to solve this problem, and then in the second half we look at the codes. So if you are someone who is just looking for codes, there are links to the codes in the description of this video, and to each link there is a text explanation as well. So if you are someone who wants to read and understand, you can take a look at that as well.
Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to receive all the latest updates.
So delete an element from an array, what do I mean by this? So if I have an array like this array has 6 locations. So the size of this array is 6. And we have utilized all the locations, that is, these are all the values I have stored and I want to use in this array. So I say the number of values are 6. So if n is equals to 4, I am using only the first 4 locations of this array, okay? And I don't care what are in the remaining locations. So I have 6 values, size is 6 and n is 6, and I want to say delete 1. So the size of this array is fixed, so I cannot actually remove a location from this and make it something like this: 8, 10, 2, 144. This is not allowed. We cannot do this. We cannot actually remove a location in an array. So how do we actually delete this? So what we do is basically we shift all the elements right of this location one step left. Okay, what do I mean? So I want my array to look something like this now: 8, 10, 2. Since 1 is being deleted, everything to the right of it is shifted one place left. So 100 comes to the place of 1, 44 comes in the place of 100, and I don't care what is in my last location, which remains 44. So these are the 5 locations I'm using. My n is now 5 because I deleted one element. My size remains 6. So there is place for one more element in this array because it's a standard check that array is full if n is equals to s, that is array is full. Okay. So what we are doing is, in order to delete an element from an array, we are shifting all the elements right from it to one step left. Suppose we have to delete 2 again. Okay, this index again, we do the same thing. Okay, we cannot actually delete a location. So 8 and 10 remain the same. We have to start shifting everything to the right of 2, one step left, and we only shift these 2. Okay, we do not care what is in the locations after the n values, which is the number of elements we are using. Okay, so we shift 144. So in place of 2 comes 100, in place of 100 comes 44, then you have 44 and 44. Okay, and these are the 4 locations you are using. What is here does not matter to you because your n is 4 now, size remains 6. The array goes empty if n becomes 0 and size still remains 6. So this shifting of elements is what we do it in our code. Alright, so I will write a function delete 1, takes in an array, okay, from which an element is to be deleted, x the element to be deleted, n the number of elements, s the size. So for example, if you're working in Java, you don't need to take the value of s because you can always get the size of the array. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is find the location of this value that we have to delete, which is x. Okay, so I take a iterator I starts at 0 and it iterates the array while I is less than n and not s. Okay, because n are the number of elements. Okay, s is the size. I'll say if ith index in this array is equal to the element that we want to delete. This is where we do our processing. After this we do I is I plus 1. So the while loop ends here and the function ends here. So we found the location where we need to delete this element x. Okay, so we have to shift everything to the right of this one step left. So if my I is here, I'll set my j here. Okay, and I'll say for values till the second last, okay, that a of j becomes a of j plus 1. So a of j, so if I take the indices 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. So when our j starts from 3, we go till the second last and we do this. We don't include the last because if we include this last index, so j is 5. So a of 5 plus 1 is a of 6. So a of 6 for an array of size 6 is going to give you an index out of bounds exception. So you go till the second last. Okay, so you start from this location that is to be deleted till the second last. So j takes values 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Okay, so a of 3 is a of 4, a of 3 is a of 4. So a of 4 was 100, a of 3 became 100. Then we have a of 4 equals to a of 5. A of 4 becomes a of 5, which is a of 4 becomes 44. So we start shifting. We take j set to I. We go till the second last element, j is less than n minus 1. And we do a of j is a of j plus 1. We do j is j plus 1. Alright. So this is basically doing the shifting that we want. Okay. And since we know here, if this condition is true, that an element is deleted, we return true to indicate an element has been deleted. Else we indicate false. Okay. Because if this condition is never true, okay, the I iterates over the entire array and you finally return false. And you can do n is equals to n minus 1 here. Also, this function is returning true or false to indicate if the element x was deleted from this array. So from where this function is called, if the return value is true, you reduce the value of n there by 1, otherwise you don't reduce it. Okay. Taking an alternative approach here. So in this case also, let's see if I want to delete this element. Okay. But in this case, I can change the array. I obviously cannot remove this location from within this array, but I can create a fresh array. So I create a fresh array, a new array with size. So if number of elements are 6 and size is 6, I create an array with s minus 1 locations, that is 5 locations. Okay. And I'll copy all the values except the one I want to be deleted, which is 1. Okay. Alright. So in this case, n is 5 and s is 5. That is, we do not need the number of elements in this case, because the number of elements in the array are actual number of elements I'm using. So every time I remove an element, I am basically creating a fresh array with one less location. So if I say I want to get rid of 2 again, so I'll say 8, 10, 100 and 44 with size as 4. This implementation is a little tricky because we are actually creating a fresh array and you are getting rid of the old array. So I will write a small pseudocode first to see how we achieve this. So pseudocode is pretty simple. So if I have A, which is the array of elements, okay, I have S, which is the size, and it is also the number of elements in this array. I am saying this because array is entirely occupied. In the previous case, we had locations which are not being used, so we had S and N separately. In this case, all locations will be used. So if I want to say delete 1, I get a fresh array with one less location, but all locations are being used. We have X as the element to be deleted. So again, the first thing is to look for X in this array. We see if X is present in this array or not. Okay. So we have to find the index where X is. So I'll start with I equal to 0. Okay. I'll say while I is less than S. Okay. S is the size. I'll say if A of I equal to X, and I'll say I is I plus 1. Okay. So this is where the ith element in array A is equal to X. So I'll take another variable ix as -1. This is used to store the index where I'll find X. Okay. So this will be my ix after I have passed it through this array. Okay. If I have to delete 1. Okay. If X is 1 in this case. And you can break after this because you have already found the index where this value X is in the array. So if after this while loop, if this value ix stays -1, it means we did not find this value X in the array A. We found value X in this array A if this ix is not -1. So we have to perform this process of deletion only if ix is not -1. So the first thing we have to do is create a fresh array. So I'll say temp arr array of size s-1. And then you have to copy all the elements from this previous array into the fresh array except the one that you are deleting. Okay. So in this case, 8, 10, 2, 144 are copied into this fresh array except one, which is X, to be deleted. So we set I back to 0. Okay. We take J as 0. So I will iterate the original array and J will iterate the fresh array, which is temp. So you say while I is less than S. So you copy all the values from this original array into this temp array, okay, except the one at ix, okay. Only check if I is not equal to ix, you copy into the temp array, okay. Temp of j is a of I and we do j is j plus 1, okay, and we do I hat, I is I plus 1, sorry, if ends, while ends, and then the next if ends, okay. So this while loop is basically copying all the elements from the old to the fresh array, okay. You delete a and you set a to this temp array, size is size minus 1 as well. So how you do these three steps are actually programming language dependent. For example, you do not need to delete a in Java. When you set a to temp in Java, this array a is automatically collected by the garbage collector, okay. So let's implement this, and I'm going to show you what all you need to care when you're doing this in the implementation.
So this is the implementation of the solution that we just discussed. Okay. So I've taken a function delete that takes in an array A, the number of elements in this array, and the value x to be deleted. It returns true if x is found and deleted, otherwise it returns false. And in this case, we are deleting the element by shifting, which is performed by this loop. We have another helper method print array that takes in the array A, the number of elements to be printed in this, and it prints the array. So I've taken this example array, the one I took in my explanation. The number of elements in this array A are 6. You print out the original array. So x is equal to 1, which is to be deleted. You print array after removing x. Deleted basically stores true or false based on the fact if x was deleted or not. If x was deleted, I reduce n by 1 because n is storing the number of elements that I am using in this array. So I'm not doing n minus minus here after I shift all the elements, because changes made to n in this delete function will not be reflected back in the calling function, which is the main. So I need to make changes to n explicitly in the main if x is deleted. So let me run this, Java C and Java. So this is the original array, and this is when you remove 1. Okay. So you see 1 is lost now. But the size of the array is still 6. We have not changed the array. So let me remove 2 as well. So I'll set x to 2. Okay. And I compile and deleted is already defined. Compile and run again. So you see array after removing 2 is 8, 10, 144. The size of the array is unchanged. So if I say system.out.println size of array a dot length, okay, this will come out to be 6, okay, because we are actually shifting elements. Okay, size of array is still the same as the original one. Because we are shifting elements, we are not actually deleting locations from the array. Okay, and keeps the track of the number of elements that I am using in the array. So moving on to the second implementation. So in this case, we are deleting the element x, okay, from the array A by actually creating a fresh array. So I've written a helper function delete that takes in the array A the element x to be deleted and returns the updated array. We iterate the array and we find the index of x, which is stored in ix. So if ix is not minus 1, that is we found x in the array and x is to be removed. So we create a temp array with 1 less the original size, copy all the elements from A to temp except the one at ix, and then set A to temp. Finally we return A. Helper method print array to print the array. In my main, I have this array A. I print the original array. I remove 1 and then I print the array after removing 1. So let me run this. This is Java C delete element in array 2. Java. Okay. So we remove 1 and we get this. And you see the size of the array has actually changed. So if I print the size of the array, size of array, which is a dot length. Okay. Let me run this again. Okay, so size of array is 5. Initially it was 6. Okay. Now if I remove one more element, if I say I want to remove say 2. Okay, so I set x to 2. Okay. After removing 2, A is deleting 2, and then I will print the size of the array as well. So let me run this again. Okay, original array was this. Array after removing 1, size became 5. Array after removing 2, size became 4. So I hope this video was helpful. So please do like this video, subscribe to my channel for more such videos. And please let me know in the comments if there is anything not clear to you in this video, if there is a concept you want me to discuss, or if there is a question you want me to solve. Thank you.